here, and this is about the new zone here in Heshi. Now, after doing the majority of the main story, I gotta get down to some nitty gritty shit here. You know, okay, granted, yeah, I'm part of the content creator team, but I know I'm gonna speak ill of this. My biggest issue with this new zone, the new zone's cool, but it's also lame at the same time. Um, when you complete the actual campaign, well, first off, to activate the world boss over there at the tree is complete utter horseshit. Now, if you look, that's just a cat with the fish. This new zone is less than mediocre. I'm not gonna say mediocre. It's done good. It just how this is done is just pretty shitty. For an example, to fight the world boss in this one, now there's so many wrong on this because in order for you to fight the boss, you have to have you go up to this guy right here to talk to the boss, right? But you need to have this is the thing that really gets me, and I think the devs really fucked up on this one. Right, but it says required musicality 60, which I think is kind of horseshit. I think if you're going to fight the boss, you should be able to fight the boss regardless. Now, the other thing that I am going to get into is that the devs did a good job with the whole zone, don't get me wrong, but I found this zone not impressive enough. Good zone, I just don't like the way how they did this. The story mode, the campaign mode, was okay-ish, less than desirable. Then you have the Sunken Lake City, which it took me about an hour to 2 hours to figure that fucking thing out. And again, stuff like this zone didn't have I want to say this zone didn't have a really good storyline. There was none to it, which I kind of thought they could have added something better. When I first got into the zone, I had no idea what the fuck I was to do. Yeah, okay, it's a big, vast area. You know, you have some of the new games and oddities, but even like the mini games are just kind of less than desirable. Then you get to now they brought you up to like a cap to like level 95. But my personal honesty, and I'm sorry, but the devs that made this game, I mean, they could have done better. Yeah, I don't mind, like a big field and having houses and a big giant wagon that actually carried a dead body in it. But I think certain quests ought to need to be addressed. And I'll show you what I'm talking about because this is the thing that I don't like at all. Now, if I track this guy out, right, I go here, but kind of don't feel like I want to do it. Now, there's a reason why I don't want to do it. It's because, again, I feel kind of like bored of the game. And I want to talk about how the majority of the new players, they will play this game, but it's almost like the zone, like I said, the zone's good, but there's some things that are missing. To me, it didn't scream anything exciting. So, and then other things too, like there's one I got one shot on, which I thought was complete utter horseshit. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm going to get down to a quest, and I want to show you guys exactly what is going on now. I don't know if the devs were in a hurry and decided to rush this out, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I go to the quest log here, right? So, not this one, it's the other one. So this lost chapter, investigate the surroundings. Now, I'm going to show you something really screwed up with this. Let me go into solo mode, and you get a title for it when you complete it, but I'm going to show you the real problem here. And I want you to see what's really wrong with this quest. So here I am in the cave, right? As you can tell, right here in the cave, if I click on this, now watch what happens. Just pay very close attention now. So basically we have one here which checked off finished, right? So you guys are with me so far. Now if I go here, do this. Now you look at the painting. Well, that too, the Chinese lettering there, but that's neither here or there. Now, we go to examine the corpse. So far you guys are with me. So this is the painter from the story. Though again, nothing new here, but except you see that where the problem is a lying issue is the Chinese character writing. Now, let's go to this little here. Let's say, okay, now it says check the trace, okay? I'll click on it.
Who is he? Running like his life depends on it.
So here, it doesn't check it off. And I tried different ways last night to try to get it checked off. It didn't get checked off. And the issue is here is that the devs, yeah, okay, they made the third installment of this new Hexy map, okay? The problem is, when you complete the actual story, if you want to call it that, this is the end result why I think this was pushed. I think that I had a report, I ended up reporting this last night. You know, I took a screenshot of it, took a picture of it, basically sent it out there and reported the problem. And the other thing I've also noticed is that this game's been crashing more frequently than anything, because there's like times I'll go on, and there's times that when there are times like when I go on, okay, and when you go and you start logging into one's meet, let's say you're playing about 5 or 10 minutes of it, you get punted right out of the game, and then it says you have to submit an error report. Now, the biggest issue with this is that I think, maybe I'm going on a limb here, but the other thing that's been really getting me kind of pissed off, and I'm going to talk about it as well, on top of what I just said, the majority of new players who play the game, they get overwhelmed with this game because, A, when they start out, it's a vast area. All the maps are vast, what have you. But for veteran players as well, now, I was on I want to say about maybe a month or two ago, I was on a Mirage boat, and apparently, you know, people were talking. And the thing that really gets me is when you're, like, it was okay, so basically if you look at 93, right, because this goes up to 95 now, but when it was at 90, or like, let's say you were like, you know, back then, when people were capped at level 86, there was talk about where people were getting really tired of just grinding gear. And this is the end result why. It's like, you know, they cap it. But then it's like, okay, now you got your 86 gear. You know, you're at level 90, but you got your 86 gear. Okay? Now, you go to level 90. Now, they have you capped now at level 95, which I'm at 93. But when you get to 95, that's your cap point. So now you have to wait another 42 days for the next one. See, the thing I really don't understand is my suggestion is here, and I'm not going to lie, you're better off keeping the gear you already have. Because every time you level up, you gotta keep tossing out the gear that you already have on. I mean, people want to go up to Goose Mastery, 3000 or something. But my question is here, how much more are they going to keep bringing up your level? Morning, John Paul. So they're going to keep bringing up your level. I mean, what are they going to do? Blast up to 100? I mean, how much more can you drag it out? Because to me, I feel like in cases where people are saying that this is ridiculous, keep the gear you got on. Why don't they just have a system where you can just upgrade your gear up to, to like 91, 95 gear, rather than trying to have to refarm it and go through this continuous boring cycle. And that's the thing. I mean, I think that devs mean well in some case, but I also think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot if they keep doing this, because it's an ongoing, constant cycle. It's not going to help. It's not going to help the players because they're going to get sick and tired of grinding gear. Oh, I mean, there's people now who just go on, they log on, they do their daily sects. Like, they just go to their dailies here onto your sect, and they'll just do their errands, and they'll just log out. Because they know that this game, as good as the game is, you can paint a picture, but you're not going to be able to keep... Again, when you paint a picture, there's some ugliness behind it. And for them to say, okay, we're going to keep bumping up the level, stop doing it. Because now people have to farm different gear. My whole suggestion is, don't categorize the gear item level. Or the gear, like, okay, yeah, you gotta go for like level 91 gear. Make it where it's a gear, but make it where it's not going to have to be kept changing over the course of time, because, okay, you get to 95, oh, heaven forbid, now I have to go back and refarm. This is why people have gotten, people who've been playing it have gotten so tired of grinding gear. This has gotten to the point where it's really shitty if you think about it. So, I mean, in honest, I think the devs of that make Winds Meet need to really think about not making it a specific. If you're gonna want to level up, you have a fuck ton of shit you can do in your development. Again, it's just the way how I feel about it. I know it's kind of shitty to say, but it just, I think it would make better sense. Just, I get okay, it's cool to have a level, but to get your gear, keep getting the gear after okay, so you get to 95, now what? You have to get 95 gear. So you're basically wasting your time for nothing. And then on top of it, we have people who are spamming the markers all over the game, in spots where you have to turn in quests. There's too much, again, it's getting to the point where people are just going to be like, yeah, enough's enough. I mean, me, in my last video, I did say I was getting kind of bored with the game because, I mean, I do the content creating on Twitch, but I get so damn bored of the game now because it's like this is just an ongoing thing. This is an ongoing cycle which bores the shit out of me. And I know there's other games coming out, so you can see where this is gonna go. And this is why, like, on the Steam numbers, you got like 18,000, if not less, people now, because they're gonna be like, well, okay, we're just on here, but we have to keep farming for gear. This is becoming tiresome. And me, like, personally, I'm one that gets bored very easily. And it's already becoming to the point now, it's like, okay, I did the Divine Trials, but how much further are you going to really keep bumping up the level cap? How much further are you just going to keep doing all this? Because at some point in the game, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm done. Because I'm already borderline at that, at that point now. Like, I've been playing since November. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and just be bored to tears at some point in my life. And I know there's people out there who are going to say, well, maybe then you shouldn't play it. Like, I play it because I'm, in the content creator program. So, but again, it's just kind of like, you get, what do you do? So, I mean, this one I don't mind doing the draws, but it's just, I think a lot of things are just fully not worth it anymore. And then, of course, you got the stuff like this from the draw. I don't know what to really say, But, again, I think this is a thing that the devs really need to think about or take hard notice about what's going on. Because the more this happens, the less there people are going to want to play. It's just the honest truth. And I really don't like being honest about stuff like that. I really, really don't. And I feel bad, Again, I feel really bad that, people have to like keep grinding and be bored. But I'm not going to beat I'm not going to say it over and over again like till I'm blue in the face. But I think they should really reconsider. And this is the thing that pisses me off. Now, if y'all remember the canvas, the Starlit canvas, that was kind of bullshit. And the reason why I say that is because I couldn't even get anything for it. I could not get anything out of that thing. Which is something that really got me a little bit pissed off on too. Because, I try to go for exploration and titles, but and don't get me started with this thing here. So Azure, that's the fun thing I can care less about. But when you try to get your event list and stuff, like if this stuff is highlighted like a gold and you want to claim it, you can't even do that. So you have to, in order to do it, you have to hit R1 to go to custom event, back to list, and then grab your fucking shit. Again, there's a lot of things that are not sitting well with this game.
Erratic footsteps.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've done this where I had to reset this quest so many times where it doesn't do jack shit. So either the devs start like fixing this shit, or I'm gonna quit entirely because I'm at that point now. You know, I'm already. I mean, it's like, you know, I'm getting to the point now where it's like I'm gonna be kind of done with this whole game. I mean, I could play other games that, you know, shit. I mean, shit's gonna get all buggy and glitchy, but when you're doing quests and they fuck your shit up like that, you don't even want to play it. So, again, it's like either they gotta start fixing this shit or I'm gonna quit playing this game entirely. Because it's gotten to the point now, enough's enough. And the game glitches out too, by the way, just letting you know. Like certain things it happens in, so. Even here, if you enter the well, you go back to Heshi. So, it's a mess. It's a fucking shit show and a complete, utter fucking mess. Yeah, like I get 188 Echo Jades because of the completion of the new zone. To me, that's not nearly enough to make me want to keep playing. You know, so it's just a lot of things. But anyways, enough about me ranting and raving about this game. I think right now I'm gonna just call it good and basically get the hell out. You know, I gotta go because right now at this moment I've been too livid about the whole idea. Just can't get this quest done and other things. So I'm gonna just end the stream here and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a damn thing. So other than that, I'm done. So till then, bye for now.